Hi there, good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's playlist time, middle of the month. I always do my playlist in the middle of the month, and my new albums purchased at the end of the month. So playlist time now, third weekend, 2 more weeks to go. Basically, we had quite a few drop off the list this month, off my playlist. I took 6 albums out. I think that may be the most I've ever taken out in any 1 month span. So I'll give you what the albums were. So before we get started, I'll just, for those of you who haven't seen this before, basically I talk about what I am playing in my playlist for the month. I give you the 6 albums, or in this case, 6 albums that have come off the playlist, and then I give you the new stuff that went in the playlist, and I give you a top 5 at the end. Also talk about stuff I've been listening to that isn't in my playlist, but I've developed a couple of new ways of listening to my music, so I'll go into those as well. So before we get started, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And I'll start off with the stuff that came out of the playlist. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong stack in my hand. I will take this one because I will need it. Okay, so the first one that came out, or one of the ones that came out, was Greenslade's debut album. I think it was on there maybe 6 months. So a good lengthy time. Might have even been longer than that. Pretty lengthy time on the list though. So that was the first one that came out. The top one here on this, you'll see it. I can put my finger right on it. Next one out was a new album that came out this year, which is Tokyo Blades. This is Time is the Fire. I like this actually quite a bit more than I thought I would. So, but I think it was on there maybe 4 months, 5 months. This one was on there the longest of any of the albums that came out. In trance, almost, I would say probably 9 months, maybe close to 10 months. It was in the playlist. Great album. Absolutely loved it. I wasn't expecting to like it that much, but I did. Next up was the last album on the Wooden Nickel Sticks collection, which is Man of Miracles. I believe you can see it right there at the bottom. That didn't do it nearly as well as its predecessor, so I think basically Styx 2 and The Serpent Rising did better than the other two. This one did actually the least amount of them. I'm not really sure why. I actually anticipating this being the best, and it just, for whatever reason, didn't fell flat for me. So it was only on there maybe 3 months. So it's not very long for a Styx album. Next up is AC/DC's Let There Be Rock that came out today, basically because I had this album in vinyl before, and it was in my playlist and played to death, and then been about 30 or 40 years since I owned it on CD. I got it and put it back in. I was really enjoying it, but just didn't have the staying power, so it lasted about 3 months as well. And the last one was Jon Anderson and the Band of Geeks True album. Got about 5 months of it in there. Did okay. Didn't do as well as probably most people would expect it to do. I'm not really sure why. I think it has a large Yes sounding part to it, but I prefer Jon Anderson to sound like Jon Anderson, to be honest with you, on his solo stuff, and sound like Yes on Yes stuff. He particularly sounds the same no matter what you do, but the style of music he generally plays is more Jon Anderson sounding, which is quieter, more marshmallowy and that kind of stuff, and I kind of like that aspect of him. So maybe that I may be reaching for straws. I'm not really sure why. Didn't do as well as I thought it would do, but it did okay. It did very well. So the albums that came in to replace them, Bedside Manners are extra from Greenslade, their second album. You can see it there at the bottom where I'm tapping. So I have the 4 Greenslade debut albums, or the first 4 albums on 2 separate CD discs, as you can see. This one's blue, the other one's green, the debut, and then the second one, and then I have another disc with the exact same thing. So that album comes into the playlist. guess basically replacing its debut. The next one, The Doors, Waiting for the Sun, just came on today, replacing one of the ones going off. Yes's Magnification. Not really sure what to expect. I did like this upon the first couple of listenings to it. Plus, I had a series of like listening events where I listened to it 2 or 3 times when I was doing the ranking. So I went through them all and then listened to it again. So I probably listened to this maybe a dozen times now, and I do like it. So it got put in the waiting list to go on the playlist, and so it's now in the playlist. The other one, Dire Straits, this one is done really well right off the hop. I knew it would. I did like this album originally when I first heard it, and then some of the subsequent things made me like it a lot more, and now it's in the playlist. I'm liking it even more. Brothers in Arms, so much so that I went out recently and got a few more Dire Straits albums. This one, Opeth. This is Sorcerers. This was the original album that brought this band to my full attention. I like this a lot. The new album has been in my playlist because new albums get a jump and get ahead before the other ones do. So, but it's in there now. It's actually doing better than the new album already. And then the last one to go on the list is this, replacing In Trance, is the Scorpions' Virgin Killer. So I don't know if I'll like this as much. I'm anticipating I probably will like this a lot. I just don't know how much yet because I've only been through a playlist. I've listened to it, of course, initially when I bought it and then put it in the playlist. And then now it's replacing that. So I've probably listened to this maybe 4 or 5 times, plus twice now since it's been in the playlist. So those are the new ones and those are the old ones. So other stuff I've been listening to. So I developed this thing now where I put my headphones on at night instead of using my computer, which has been keeping me awake. I've been just plugging it in and putting an album on, a random album that I've chosen. Usually during the day, I'll pick one out and I'll listen to that until I fall asleep. So that seems to be working good. So I'm going to stick with that. That's one of the ways in which I've been doing it. The other thing I've been doing is I've been listening to new albums that I'm going to be talking about on What's New. I've been listening to them 4 or 5 times instead of just the one time and making notes. I decided to do it that way because what I'm finding is that even though I've got notes there and stuff, it's, some of the stuff is difficult to remember on one listen. You need to listen to it several times to kind of get that good feeling on it. And I got this from watching other people doing reviews, and yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And then just sitting there and listening to the album and putting it on headphones as well. So all those things I think are helping my listening skills develop here. So that's basically what I've been listening to. I've had, I did listen since the last time we did this show to my entire Fugazi. I think that's what they're known as, Fugazi. No, Froop. Sorry, I don't know why I was saying Fugazi. That's an album. Froop. I've listened to the entire Froop discography. I bought it in a box set. I listened to it all. One of the albums is waiting its turn to go in. I liked it a lot. And this seems to work well when you listen to the whole discography of a band. You kind of get I don't know if everybody else gets this, but I get a feeling of their evolution as a band and where they're going and what things they've changed. And you get a feel for the band doing it that way rather than randomly picking one here and one there. And you don't get really anything but the music that way. So that's it for the newer stuff that I've been listening to. Been listening to a little bit more doom metal as well, trying to get into that. So I've gotten a couple of them since then. So anyways, I'll give you my my 5 favorite albums that are on the playlist currently. So coming in at 5th place is the debut album from the Klaatu. This is a 2 CD disc. So it's the one with the sunshine face on it. This is really good. I knew it was good, but I just didn't know how good it was until I started listening to it. I find myself liking it more and more as I listen to it. It surprised me how far up it's gone. Like, to make the top 5 is hard on a list of really good albums. And it's already made that. I think it'll go higher. I'm just not sure how much higher. The second album is the Blue Oyster Cult Spectres in 4th place now. It's kind of falling a bit. It did dominate early on. and was up there for a few months in the top spot, but is a little bit of a wear tear type thing. It's burning out just slightly, but some of the other albums have also come on and really kind of pushed their way to the top. So Spectres from Blue Oyster Cult, number 2 in the 4th spot. The number 3 spot is this album, which kind of surprised me. I've had this for a long time, actually, maybe 3 years, and I really never listened to it at first, and then I did listen to it once. I thought, it's not bad. I put it in the waiting list to go in the playlist and didn't think too much of it. Played it a couple of other times. Then once it got in the playlist, it just really surprised me how much I like it. I think this is one of their better albums. It's funny with it at Deep Purple, like I either really like them or it's a warm up to certain albums. I don't really know why. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason, because when you listen to all the ones that I like versus the ones that maybe I don't like as much, doesn't seem to be much difference between them. But for some reason, I like this one a lot. So it's now currently sitting in 3rd spot. Number 2, this album has continued to build. It's getting stronger. It pushed out Spectres a bit, and we're talking about IQ's Subterranea. It's really getting strong album for me. I think this may end up in 1st, maybe taking over soon. So that's my number 2. Number 1 remains Gentle Giant. I'm not sure if they were number 1 last time. I'm just going to look, see if I marked them down. I might have marked it down somewhere. Actually, they weren't number 1, so they've just been number 1 for this last month. This I like a lot. I now have the Red Octopus cover as well, so I may be listening to both. Just one of these people that collects things. Anyways, really solid album. I don't know if it's my favorite Gentle Giant album. It's definitely in with that group of albums that I like a lot by them, which is almost all of the original ones, plus the ones with Phil, and then also In a Glass House. But some of the other stuff like Freehand and there's a couple of others. I can't think of the names right now. But anyways, so I do like this a lot. And I did put 3 Friends back in the playlist, so it's also on the playlist at the same time. It's not doing as well as this. I think primarily it's because I've listened to it quite a bit before, because it was the original Gentle Giant album that I own. Even though I didn't like it, it's now got a different perspective on it, and it's doing much better. But it still has a little bit of that negative thing on it that I had from before, so I'm not sure why it's still persisting, but it is. Anyways, that's my playlist for the week. Those are the albums. Gentle Giant in 1st with Octopus, Subterranea for IQ in 2nd, Deep Purple's Fireball in 3rd, Blue Oyster Cult's Spectres in 4th, and the Klaatu's debut album, which is the one with the sunshine face, in 5th. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Playlist, and we will be back mid-month next month for another episode of Playlist. Please like and subscribe. If you've seen any albums that you wanted to talk about there, or anything I said that you wanted to talk about, you can put that in the comment section below, and we will be back in about a month with another episode of Playlist. So take care and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.